We unbiased, we untapped, yo guy, my neighborhood, Pilsen, Chicago, your village, profit plan, you're welcome, yo guy, Chicago.
Chaco. Yeah, the Pilsen, baby. I put it down for my neighborhood. Damn right. It was your Pilsen. I tell them if you're from where I'm from, you know where I stay around. If you're from where I'm from, let me hear you say it loud. Where you from? Where you from? I'm from Pilsen, son. And where you from? Where you from? I'm from Pilsen, son. And if you're from where I'm from, you know where I stay around. If you're from where I'm from, let me hear you say it loud. Say it from where you from? Where you from? Son, and where you from, baby?
We on, we live. My name is Johnny. We got Ruben here. Just gotta get him on mute. We got Moy from Pilsen Alliance, and we got Vicky Lugo.
Representing Pilsen Coalition in favor of stopping the landmark decision.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Vicky, is your mic working?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So before we're gonna get into a couple first topic we talk about today is we had a this Saturday we had a pandemic. We had a small business Saturday, so we had a lot of the businesses, promotions in the neighborhood, and wanted to talk to about what everybody was doing for the small business Saturday, whether it was shopping or supporting small business.
I don't know about everybody else. I was watching the Tyson fight. I was supporting that fight.
And one thing about it, man, I like the concept, man. That's the first time I heard of it, small business, man, because a lot of the businesses, man, are hurting. So it was good, man. I was gonna share one of the stories, man. I'm not sure if y'all know Nelson Perez. He's a business owner from the neighborhood. So I'm gonna share his story real quick and just with you guys, for you guys can see. So give me 1 second, real quick. Share screen one. So this are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
So this article was written by the Chicago Reader. It explains a little bit of this locations right there, written by Mara Turcoti. The restaurants right there on 19th and Damon. Nelson and his mom has been there in the neighborhood for like I don't know how long, before I was born. They Ecuadorian background, and one side they've been hit hard. They had to cut back, lay off a worker, and so they were relying on their savings a lot. So it's a big thing if you get a chance to eat out, go check out Nelson and Parkview Diner. But I'm gonna read a little bit about what the article says. So one thing is talks about gentrification, the influx, the cafes. Parkview is a crowding. It's multicolored stools and lining the counter. It talks about how the layout is many had to come in diner for 30 years. Perez says so. The pandemic hit for cash-only restaurants that existed almost entirely off in-person meals. It suddenly could only serve takeout orders, Perez said, and he saw the eateries business plummet by 80%. I was scared, he said. We hit rock bottom. This was a reality check. Nearly 8 months later, the diner's business had started picking up back up. That's in part to City of Chicago's partial reopening that allowed restaurants to exceed 25% capacity. But for the Parkview Diner, that was still just about 6 customers. So, he talks about that, how his uneasiness, like he's unsure about COVID-19 cases surging, and J.B. Pritzker's reinstate another ban for indoor dining. As other restaurants in Pilsen elsewhere in Chicago have folded, he barely hung on. He's hoping it blows over. He spoke that and he's hearing about the impending shutdown. I guess in time, we'll tell where they stand. one of the things, I spoke to him, at in person too, and it's like he's, you know,
Like, is he in
uh,
favor of the like the shutdowns that the
no, I don't
government?
think no business is in favor of a shutdown. The thing
That,
is,
that's what I'm
obviously
saying.
they understand the why is in place, and they understand that people's lives are at risk. But a lot of people there, when they have a small business, that's their livelihood. That's how they live. They pay their bills. They're able to afford to eat out themselves. Whether they
And
have
that
a mortgage, rent,
and
or
that's the thing though. Like we got these governors, mayors violating people's liberty. You know what I'm saying? To open up, like it should be up to them to decide if they want to open or close.
yeah, and that's a hot topic, man. It's tough when you're talking about people's livelihood. Whether what is the best way to take for uh, businesses, or people's lives or put people's lives at risk. You know.
A lot of people don't know that like most businesses, well, not most, but like some of them are literally defying the orders. Like they don't care. And the cops, when the cops get there to try to enforce it, all they care about is like they got their masks on, they just give them like tickets. Like they're doing their job, just giving the ticket. They're not kicking people out when they go to the businesses that are open. Like I don't know if like there probably some businesses I could mention, but I don't know if I should mention their names or not. But
Yeah,
a lot of businesses are like saying like screw you, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta make money. You're not paying us to stay closed.
yeah, Moy. I know this is hot buddy, man. What you feel, man? You work in a
Yeah,
neighborhood.
yeah,
Sometimes you eat out in a neighborhood.
absolutely. What's the question? Perdón.
So we were talking about basically some of these small businessmen. So he's that little
Uh-huh.
restaurant right on 19th and Damon. They hit a
Yeah.
80% drop in revenue. So
Oh
that
man.
affected them big time.
We'll
So
see.
they had a story in the Chicago Reader, and he's basically explained
Okay.
how they had to dig into their savings account, and basically to be able to still maintain their business in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is one of
Yeah.
the businesses that they
Mhm.
didn't get it. They didn't get the loan because a lot of these
Yeah. The
loans
PPP
are,
one.
yeah, they give them out to the these white owned businesses that
Right.
and the
I fucking need them.
more than likely have more employees. So what ends up happening is our small black and brown businesses ends up getting hurt because they don't get accepted into these loan programs.
Yeah. 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 Thank you for asking and explaining that, because definitely we've been advocating for small mom and pop restaurants and businesses for years. Right. This is even pre-COVID. This is
Yeah,
during the obviously the Danny Solis era, but yeah, we talk about the PPP loans. When we did a search, like who in Pilsen, for the most part, right? We heard Dusex got some PPP loans. Some of these other you know, uh, probably bougie businesses got the loans, but what about the mom and pop? So I definitely hear you and feel you all, like this is not right. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're going to see like small businesses struggle, and this is why we got to support them, man. Because if not, then we can't afford to lose any more small businesses in our.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Like it's like trying to do one thing, but we can't do one thing without the other. So like the only way we can probably maintain them to stay open and not lose like their business is either letting them open without restrictions, or at least like helping pay their whatever they need money for, like their if like for example like their rent if they're leasing the space, or their bills,
Yeah.
or at least like a
Like.
like a freeze. Like a lot of people in Congress are talking about like some kind of rent freeze, but not only for residents but for businesses themselves. They're the main ones getting hurt by that.
yeah. These are the businesses that are employing. Uh, so for just this one business, we had one person lose their job that lived in the neighborhood, and I'm pretty sure there's many more. And this is people that
Yeah.
rely on this income to be able to live in the neighborhood. And yeah, gentrification becomes an issue because yeah, they end up not, if they don't have a job, they can't afford to live in the neighborhood. They have to pay things.
And that's the thing too, Johnny, that most businesses, they're sole proprietorship, so it's only like one person running the whole show. You get me?
Yeah,
And like literally most businesses are that type of corporation. You get me? Where it's only one person running the whole thing. So you're talking about easily more than 20 million people that do business by themselves, you know, with nobody else's help.
Yeah, no, then that specific restaurant is I believe his mom and Nelson really takes care of the day-to-day uh, issues within the restaurant. So
Yeah. Yeah,
they got good.
as far as like help that the businesses ended up getting, like me myself, I'm an independent contractor, right? So like I benefited from that grant that we're giving, but I'm only a one person employee, so I only got like $1,000 grant, and then I qualified for like a $10,000 loan. But that loan you got to pay it back in 30 years. You get me? So every year you're paying like 3% or something like that in interest, but the first payment ain't due till like next year, like in July, and the payment's only like $42. So it's not that bad. It was like a good help. For example, for me, like because I be like DJing on the side sometimes, but all the clubs are kind of closed. They're not open at full capacities. I can't even do like events, like concerts and stuff like that. So that's really hurting, like not only my pocket, but like other people's pockets. You get me that? Because
Yeah,
that was extra source of revenue that I used to depend on. You know.
yeah. So yeah, that's what basically he did. So I talked to him before, make sure I could talk about his story. And he's like, and exactly how this what this article says, he had to dip into his mother's savings that was saved for a rainy day. Her mother's savings, that's for retirement. That's for her to basically live and later on and not be able to worry. But now, they want to maintain their business, so they dipped into that. And it's like, man, what do you do to be able to help them out? And
To be honest, we got to reimburse them like all that money they're spending.
yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure they got the receipts that they're paying money and that they're taking money out. So if we're gonna be helping all these corporations, you know what I'm saying? Like we might as well help all small businesses too. Like regardless of whatever the requirements were to even get some of that economic stimulus that they get when we got the $1,200 checks.
yeah. So Moises, I have a quote from you here in the for Chicago Reader. It says, "Mom and pop stores on 18th Street and Cermak Avenue are the neighborhood's main corridors, the lifeblood for the local economy." So, can you touch a little bit more about that? Well, that statement you said. Moy, can you hear me? So I'm gonna touch on. I can't hear Moy right now. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you, but I think Moy got
Okay, so I'm
disconnected.
gonna. Yeah, he got disconnected. So I'm put it. So I'm just reading Moy's quote here. He says, "We lose is obviously just not just money, but we lose economic power." So I'm not wanted to talk to Moy a little bit about what that economic power means when we lose these small businesses.
Yeah, and like you were saying earlier, you know how you're talking about that white owned and affecting brown and black businesses. You know me, I don't really like using labels like that. So I want to know like what are those factors that are really discriminating them? You know, since like I don't know unless we are able to prove it's a racial thing. You get me? But it's
Yeah,
like he's saying about the economic power. I gotta ask him like to be more specific because those are his words, not mine.
yeah,
But it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't expect other people like that are brown black to invest or help other people start their own businesses if they're the ones like getting damaged, you know what I'm saying? Like most of the time it's like people like are more willing to help you out if you look like them, for example, you get me?
yeah.
But most of the
So
time it doesn't really work like that though, you know?
yeah, he's joining right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well, he'll touch back about those comments. We have another right here, the Step Down Cafe. They refused to open up because they didn't know what was going on. With this whole pandemic. So it's like we lost the business there.
To
So
be honest, like when they passed that stimulus for the $1,200 checks, that was a missed opportunity to try out UBI. You know, like if they really wanted to, Congress would have been able to send everybody $1,200 checks for a whole year. You know, and that would have been interesting to see how they spend that money, especially with all the restrictions going on. But that was a missed opportunity, to be honest.
yeah. Uh, Moy, can you hear us, or is your mic working or no? I think he's okay. Let me admit him right now. Hey, Moy, can you is okay. Hey,
Ask
Moy,
him.
can you hear us?
Yeah, man. So sorry, guys.
So yeah, I just want to talk to you about what you basically stated to the readers is about these type of businesses is you basically said we lose the culture, we lose economic power,
Mhm.
and something that we can't afford to lose. So Ruben talked a little bit about. Want to ask the question again about what you were saying, Ruben?
Oh, I was just making a reference to his comment about economic power. That we're losing
Yeah,
economic power, and that's what I was saying. Like you know how most of the time people that invest in our neighborhood are usually like obviously like the ones that live in the neighborhood. You know, you could say brown, black. You know, so if they lose their business, they lose their income to be able to support other people. They want to start their own business. So I feel like that's some of the economic power we're losing by making them lose their business in a way, you know. But I wanted more to like kind of like describe what he meant by that quote, like if that's what like if that's literally what he meant, or like to like say it in his own words. Show him the quote, Johnny. And
are you able to see it?
there's like a big square in the middle.
Oh crap! I did see. Where is it? I see my name on there.
Yeah, so it's right here.
Okay, who quoted me?
So this is the reader.
Cuando?
So this is the article was written just it's a recent article. It was written
Yeah.
on ¿cómo se llama? November 20. Recent. So it talks about the businesses. So
Yeah.
it's what we lose is obvious. You know, so he's talking to some of the businesses. Is what we
Yeah.
lose is obviously not just money, but we lose history, we lose culture, we lose economic power,
Yeah.
and it's something we can't afford to lose. So Ruben was basically asking you if you can elaborate on that.
Sure, sure. Thank you guys for having this quoted, right? Because I'm like, okay, what is this? Like, this is a Chicago Reader. Yeah, they definitely recalling. I think definitely the economic power. I mean, you know, the heart and the you know the heart of the Pilsen, you know, economic right is the small businesses, the mom and pops, like 18, Cermak, Ashland, you know, all the way to La Western, right? I mean, even in the East Side, right? We got like these, you know, these mom and pops. So I think, you know, once we start losing those mom and pop businesses, yeah, we lose our economic power, right? Because you know, what are these politicians and these big shots? You know, they not only do they respect our political power, but they respect our economic power, right? And if we don't protect that, then we'll see again the mom and pops close down, and we'll see, you know, thankfully we haven't seen a Starbucks, but we've heard like, you know, these corporate, you know, chains want to open up in Pilsen, and every day we're hearing about like how, like, you know, they're trying to like come in and build these new businesses, right? But they're not our businesses, they're not family owned, right? Especially the families that have been in Pilsen for so long, right? The family businesses. So anyways, yeah, I think we would definitely not just lose the, you know, the money that comes in from local businesses, but the history, right? We know that these mom and pop businesses come with history, right? The struggle. Our peeps, our parents, our grandparents immigrated from Mexico, right? They came in to build roots, and I think we need to fight for those roots. And if we don't, then we lose it. We're screwed, man.
Yeah, this specific family that they put on at first, Perez family, they're from Ecuador, but they grew up with,
yeah,
you know, a bunch of Mexicans. You know,
yeah.
they're
They got the shop on Damon, right? They're
yeah,
the restaurant you're talking about on Damon and
yep,
19.
exactly.
Yeah, Ecuatorianos,
Parkview.
right?
Yeah,
It's called
Mhm.
Parkview, no? Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
They got some good food.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, very
They
good
got,
food,
they
man.
got
It's
some good breakfast.
Desayuno, yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So and also, you
I just
know,
wanted to elaborate, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what you're saying, right, Moy? Like that we pretty much lose the space, and then like other corporations could come in and take over the retail space. So now, since there's not really that many like commercial spaces, like for example an 18 or Cermak, we pretty much lose like let's say I want to start a business, or somebody from the neighborhood want to start a business. There's nowhere to actually start a business, and if I like for example Pizza Hut, the one on Cermak and Western,
yeah,
there's a reason nobody rents that shit because it's fucking expensive, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, the one on Cermak, yeah.
Yeah, like
I,
that's
I
the
was
reason
gonna
it's still closed.
I was gonna touch on that real quick. So in this article, Perez basically this Nelson, which is the son, who runs the business on Damon, he basically says that the reason that they're diving into the mother's savings, but one of the other reasons is because the mother was very frugal with her money, so they were able to pay off the building that they use. So they own the building that they hold their restaurant in, so they don't have to rent. They don't have a mortgage. It's
But
paid off.
how much your property taxes are?
That's the thing. They raised the property taxes on them, so they're already suffering, and then now they're dipping into the savings, and now property taxes are going to come up for them. So
I bet.
that's
I wouldn't be surprised they want them to lose that business because it's in a good area, like especially in the corner, close to the Pink Line, close to the Harrison Park. That's a very good area to like have some kind of business there. But I hope they actually stay forever. You know what I'm saying? But another thing I want to mention is that there's sometimes people that invest in franchises, and sometimes there are people from the neighborhood. So those are the type of people we should support because even though they're representing a corporation, at the end of the day, it's the business that they decided to invest in, you know what I'm saying, for the neighborhood. And at the same time, obviously, if they make money, maybe they'll be more willing to help somebody else start some kind of business. I know a lot of us, we're not really fans of like corporations taking over,
yeah.
but at the same time, I feel like it's still a good thing as long as it's somebody from the neighborhood benefiting from it to share pretty much like some wealth with the neighborhood, at least help the neighborhood either do the same thing somewhere else or just right here in the neighborhood itself.